of this teddygaming team. Welcome back to another review on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tmnt The Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution, issue number 1. God, this series is getting longer and longer with its titles. Please shorten it down. But, yeah, so it's been a while since we last visited the Roninverse, and now we're here again, and, this one, yeah, it's not what I expected, but at the same time it was in a way. Now what I mean by that is that, like, I just don't know what to really make of it, because I somewhat expected it to be something like we was gonna get, and I was glad with what we did get. At the same time, I feel like with what I was saying like Lost Years, is that it's somewhat what I expected, but at the same time, I wish I'd done things differently in a way. Now with the Lost Years, it was very clear to me what I wanted, and what we did get was something which I did see coming, so it wasn't that big of a surprise. But with this one, it's like one which I somewhat expected, like, in a way, but at the same time, I was somewhat thinking it was going to be a bit more differently, but I don't know what I really envisioned, so yeah. But with this whole issue is one which, I mean, I like it. They're setting a lot of stuff up, but at the same time, I'm just not too sure where the story is like really going. And that can be a good thing or a bad thing with how they're setting things up, which, yeah. And with the Turtles, which, I mean, I wanted to like them a lot more in Lost Years, and I did like them a lot, but I wish we like spend a lot more time with them in the Lost Years, but we didn't. And with this, like, seeing them here, it's like weird to see them like be here at the main, like, forefront and be like the main characters and stuff like that, but also at the same time, not really. It feels like Casey Marie Jones is more the main character, which I think is pretty cool, but I just feel like there's this whole like balancing issue where we just need to figure out like what's actually gonna be going down in the future issues, because I feel like this whole like problem where I can't figure out who the main character really is, because Casey's the one that's like really leading everything and pushing the like story forward, despite everything being focused on the Turtles. So I feel like there's just like this whole big problem. So I've got a feeling for like in like next few years, after I have like a few more sequels, probably figured out that problem. So we'll probably get to it eventually. Okay, so with the Casey Marie Jones stuff, we do get to see her and her assistants. They're fighting some gangs, and yeah, there's not really too much to it other than just fighting them, and she's really giving me villain kind of vibes, which I'm looking forward to, and I hope they do really play into that and make her into a villain, but other than that, I've got nothing to really say about it. And then after that, we do get to see the Turtles. They got the new lair, which, I mean, that's actually pretty cool. I mean, I want to see the new lair, but so far I've only got to see in one room, and there wasn't really too much to it, but it looks pretty cool. And then with that, we do get to see them explain the origins, which it is it's weird. I want to say it's not like in a bad weird, but it's just weird in the way that they go around talking about it, because they're like, yes, we need to remember what's come before, and we always need to remember it, and always need to say it. And all I gotta think of that is just like, every time they come into a lead, I was like saying this and all that. And then with the origin, it's like very, like, I don't want to say basic, but it's just like very Mirage style, but with a few new changes. So like one of the changes is that Nuggy is now Sucky's father, which I'm not gonna say it's like a bad change, but it's just like a change. I want to say it feels very 2024, but yeah, I mean I don't know what to really say about it. It's a change. But yeah, there's not really too much to it. I just feel like this whole origin thing was just really put in there just so that they can really build out the lore and history to this universe, which I think is pretty great and cool. And also I do feel like they're also trying to really say like, yeah, like, guys, this is like really separate from the Mirage stuff, so like stop talking about it. So there's that, and then after that we do get to see a police report, which I won't lie, this was the most boring part of the issue. Just talking about the police and saying that, oh yeah, there's a war coming, but don't worry guys, it's not actually happening because it's just rumors, so shut up. And it was just so boring, 2 pages of that, and yeah, I mean, I know that they are setting things up, and they set up a lot of stuff in this issue, and with half of the stuff in this issue, I can't tell if it's actual setup for future stuff in this series, or if it's just stuff which I'm looking into a little bit too much, so there's that. And then for the final bit of this issue, we do get see the new Turtles coming out to fight some gangs, and I won't lie, this bit is actually pretty cool. Just because of this bit here, we do get Steven using all different weapons, which it was really fun and fascinating to see all the Turtles using different weapons and to see them fight. It just, I don't know, because like I was saying before with like Casey's problem and Turtles, it just feels like Turtles are just put in there and not really feel like they just, I don't know, they're not like, really like the main characters. They feel like they're just there in a way, but at the same time not. And I think that might be more down to the fact that they was just watching Casey fighting all of them, and then being put into it, and then being like the main focus, which it just seems a little bit weird and all over the place, but it was still pretty cool to see. Also quite surprised that this is their first fight, which is cool, but at the same time just feels, I don't know, it just feels a little bit like, I don't know, I feel like because other version of Turtles, when we've got seen like the first fight, is pretty cool, and also do have build like I want to say like build a little bit of connection with the characters. But with these characters, where we have had some sort of connection with them, it's not really that much to be like, oh my god, I can't believe we're doing that, wow, the first fight. It's just like, huh, first fight, okay, cool. Moving on. And then for the final bit, which is the cliffhanger bit, we do get to see a guy just like slams his sledgehammer onto Odin's head, which, okay, yeah, and Odin like does this weird thing where I want to say he has like a mutation, like a double mutation in a way, or another mutation effect kind of thing. And we did get to see this earlier in the issue with Uno, and it just goes paralysed and grey. And I'm not too sure what they're setting up for this bit, but yeah, it could be cool. And I feel like this is a problem which I don't like about New Turtles, is that they have telepathy, and now they have this paralysed mental state or something. It just feels so weird, but at the same time, I know the Turtles had done like stuff like this before with meditation, magic, Ninja Tribunal, and stuff like that. So with this whole element of it, it doesn't really feel that weird, but at the same time, because this is these new Turtles like first story and stuff like that, and jump straight into this kind of stuff, it just feels like it's just so weird now, like nowhere really. Which it could be cool, but I wish there was a little bit more of a time to really build a connection with these characters, so that when we do get to that kind of stuff, it's just like, okay, yeah, it's Turtles, but it just feels a little bit weird, I want to say. But yeah, I mean, overall, for this first issue, it's a really great start to what they're setting up and building up to what I'm presuming is going to be a pretty interesting story. What I'm theorizing is that maybe like a sit-out war type situation. Also, I really want Casey to be a villain. She's really giving villain vibes, and if I don't make her villain, then I mean, characters just feel so weird then. And I do hope they do improve the whole situation of like who the actual main character is, because I feel like that's the biggest problem so far. But the artwork in this issue, top notch again. I mean, most of the stuff was drawn by the Osase brothers, which did the Last Ronin stuff, which looks pretty cool, looks really on point, and yeah, amazing. And we do get to see Ben Bishop come back to do the flashbacks, and I really wish that he would come back and do a lot more than just the flashbacks and do, like an actual full issue instead of just doing a few pages here and there. But either way, his art stuff is just, again, on point. I just want to see him do a lot more. But the only thing with Ben Bishop's stuff is that I'm not too sure how much he's actually going to be in this series, because even though he did all the deaths and the flashback stuff in The Last Ronin, what good would it be now, other than just like setting up stuff for the past stuff, and that makes sense? So there's that. But yeah, overall, this was just a really great issue, and there's up a lot of stuff for the future, which I'm looking forward to. It just depends on how to go around it. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below. What do you think about this issue? Do you like it? Do you not? And yeah. That's game for today, guys. If you just please share. Let's just grab on stuff. Goodbye, yo, and bye.